Welcome back. Again, Mark Phelan here, and Alistair's back with me. The Dream Team is back.
Hello, hello.
As you can see, it's women's singles is top seed world number 16, Carolina Marin, against the ever-improving Fontaine Chapman of England.
She's been playing well recently.
Been playing very well and very consistent and beating some good players. I'm sure Carolina will be very aware of this. Fontaine beat Petya Nedelcheva at the Scottish Open recently and has had a series of consistently good results, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and a danger, certainly, to Carolina, because we remember from Scotland 2 weeks ago, Carolina lost the first game and was 17-10 behind, I think, against Meta Poulsen in her comeback after a little knee injury after winning the London Grand Prix gold. So if there's a good time to play Carolina, it's probably in the first round, in a tight little hall, cold, and certainly Fontaine is going to have to use all her knowledge.
Well, this is where Carolina's fantastic. She's never down. She's never beat.
Never beat. Of course, Fontaine, not a part of Team GB system, but I think only one ranking spot away from being in the top lady singles in England. Just one spot behind Sarah Walker at the moment, and I'm quietly confident in saying that I would expect her to go on and probably go a little bit higher in the rankings. Maybe send out a signal to those Milton Keynes.
England not sporting a huge strength and depth as they once did in the ladies singles.
Days of Tracy Hallam, players like this.
Julia Mann, even Elizabeth Kahn was much higher than she ended up.
Actually, Elizabeth was withdrew. I saw her withdrawing at the last minute. This court, in this hall, this atmosphere, the scene of Carolina Marin's first ever international senior win at the age of 16. 2009, I think she won the Irish International. Came here as a very young girl, kicked ass that week. I'll never forget it. No one really knew who she was.
She's always very disgruntled and unhappy. In a funny way. I was just saying about when I played league in Spain. My first club, she was 14 at the time, and she was playing for my club, and she was mad to fight with everybody's. Very aggressive on the court sometimes. But she's controlled it a lot. She's become a very, very good world-class player now.
Second behind Schenk in Europe, pushing towards the world's top 10. So as a tournament, very, very lucky to have Carolina here. Along with others, really, we've got Kirsty Gilmore, who has formed a friendly rivalry, really, with Carolina. Kirsty seems to be the one that's at the receiving end of final defeats to Carolina over the last month or two. But Kirsty knows she's not far away from beating her.
We're getting closer and closer.
Yeah. And Carolina won the European Juniors in Finland in 2011. Kirsty was second round. So it's been a huge improvement from both girls.
Another one that we sometimes forget about, Beatrice Corrales.
Beatrice just is quite happy to fly under the radar and go about her job, and people tend to forget that Corrales was, for me, the player of the season on the European circuit last year. 4 singles on the European circuit, more than anybody else. Only Kirsty came close to that with.
A lot of strength, a lot of depth coming out of Spain now.
Of course, Marin. Winner at the Scottish Open, as I said, a Grand Prix, and her tournament before that, a winner at the London Grand Prix Gold. So a nice accumulation of world ranking points for Carolina. And in between those two tournaments, a 6-week break to a niggling knee injury.
Trailing at the moment 7-5, but just trying to find herself in the court. We've watched a few players with a similar problem, trying to find some comfort on the court here.
It's a nice shot. Sort of block drop around the head from Chapman. Speaking to Fontaine yesterday, I was lucky enough to work with Fontaine. She was helping me at the London Olympics. As a media person, she was completely out of the game with a I think it was a niggling back injury. Hadn't played for, I think, something like 18 months. Was recuperating. And it was this time last year, actually, the Irish International was her first tournament back from injury last year. So it's been a good year.
She's been travelling as well. She's been out in Oceania. She was out in the Australian Open. She seems to be serious about pursuing results and ranking and getting herself up there.
Fontaine, we can see she's not a small girl. She's quite big, stocky, but still gets around the court pretty well. Reminds me a little bit of Petya, like that, Petya Nedelcheva, a little bit robust, but still Petya able to make those lunges and has that power. Superb court slice. Marin.
Going back here to the archive of events for Fontaine. She's done a lot of events in 2006. She's out in Auckland, out in Melbourne, playing all the international series events. She lost to Tracy Hallam.
If we look back through those events, but we just look at the last two results from her, where she got the last 16 of the Bitburger and the quarterfinals of the Scottish. I think that is a fair measure of where she is in her game.
Progress.
Reasonably good progress. You can actually see the progress if anyone cares to look at her results. Nowhere in the Irish and a comeback. Slowly but surely, she's building momentum. That's just out.
I'm sure we need a bigger court. I think this court's not regulation. So far, no scandalous line calls. We've been witnessing a few interesting line calls today, but the umpires have been exceptionally good at overruling and managing the games quite well.
This year alone, when you look at the results from Marin, she goes in as Fontaine takes the interval lead. Winner in Sweden back in January. Followed that up with win at the Finnish Open. It was there. She beat Beatrice in the final, I remember that. Runner-up in her own Spanish Open, which was a little bit of a surprise. And then semi-final in Canada, quarter-final of the World Championships, of course, where she could have and really should have won a medal. Had the opportunity, lost out, really 3 tight, close sets to the event winner, Ratchanuk. And then a wonderful run, 2 great victories, amassing 12,000 world ranking points in just 2 events. The London Grand Prix gold and the Scottish Open Grand Prix. And as I said, a 6-week layoff in between it, niggling knee injury.
Got 5 tournament wins though this year.
Yeah. Actually, no. European mixed team
Oh,
championships.
yeah.
Just 4. She's got 4 tournament wins. Never quarterfinals and semi-finals also. So this week her highest ever world ranking at 16.
I love it when the shouting starts.
Shouting world ranking, she's certainly number 1. Everyone expects the Carolina Kirsty final, a repeat from Scotland, a repeat from London, and form would suggest that, of course. It would be great for Irish badminton in this tight little hall. Certainly, if anyone gets the opportunity to come along to finals, these 2 are in the final. You're not going to get a chance to see the likes of this. You don't. This type of badminton doesn't come along every day.
Carolina's got a tricky second round match if she gets through this one with Bei Wen Zhang. Floating about in these draws, ex-Singapore,
Yep.
now living in Las Vegas, just up the road from me.
Yep.
She's dangerous.
She's very dangerous. Playing in the German league also while she's over in Europe.
And that's 2 weeks in a row that Bei Wen Zhang's got either number 1 or number 2 seed in the second round. It's Christie. Oh no.
No.
Bei Wen won Welsh.
She won. Yeah, she won Welsh. First, she wasn't playing singles with Welsh.
She had Christie in the second round of the Scottish Open. Christie fight tooth and nail to get past her.
Yeah, that was an up and down match. Kirsty had a good first set. It was a disaster in the second and good in the third. By now, trademark backhand serve of Marin. So a run of 6 points in a row now for Marin. A rolling backhand serve, as I said. Trademark. So many of these top women's singles now starting to serve backhand and short. Oh, Caroline not happy. I think thinking that Fontaine maybe hit the net.
I thought she hit the net.
Yeah, sure that the net shook. Shakes her head and ignores Carolina. Spaniard, big smile, settling himself once again.
I'd like her to focus a little bit more, Carolina.
She seems to be just a tad distracted.
Interesting serve there. Obviously effective, wide, low serve. Quite dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous. Certainly you can see Fontaine just a little bit sluggish coming across her backhand side to take that serve. A little bit stuck to the ground.
Yeah. Toes more, the calves, more the feet. That's a good attack.
That's a good attack. 3/4 stick smash. Went for accuracy on the backhand side of the left-handed Spaniard.
That's nice. Aggressive. And that's the first set.
Oh, that was just out. So first game I thought it landed in. Carolina having a long look at the line judge. But in the end, Spanish number 1 just settling into a rhythm. Pulling away at the end of that first game and just calling into question really the mobility of Chapman on the opposite side of the net. Some clever cross-court drops.
She's not explosive enough, I think. She's not moving her feet fast enough, and Carolina is very effective at moving people around the court.
Not much discussion between Carolina and her coach.
She's probably just talking about how cold it is. We're a long way from Spain. Carolina hails from Huelva in the right in the southwest near the Portuguese border. Nice and warm down there. Don't know how warm it is there today, but
although based in Madrid as of now, but all things told, she doesn't spend much time in Spain anymore. Actually spending a lot of time in Odense in Denmark, training and playing for Odense, working I think a little bit with Lennart Engler, which is crucial I think anyway for our European players, no matter what their level. Get out there, get some experience in other countries.
Carolina's still very supportive of the Spanish league. She still goes back and plays for her team. They have a lot of matches in that league. An opportunity to go home, I guess.
Yeah. Busy hall today, lots of kids, as I said, here doing the line judging. Well, that's what you call it. But lots of people around, and obviously lots of players. But I'm wondering, do half the people in the hall realise that sitting over in one corner is an Olympic bronze medalist?
Yeah. We've
got Misbun Sidek sitting down in the other corner, and get the world number 16 on court as we speak.
Good to see we have a lot of the schools in.
Yeah. This is just starting to get away from Fontaine right now. She really needs...
What does she need?
Oh, she needs... Well, I think she... See, the problem when you play, I feel when I watch some of these players play against these higher ranked players, they give them almost too much respect. You still have to go. You cannot win a game being passive. You cannot win a game in defense.
Nobody wins by accident.
Yeah, so you have to still go and win and try and play your shots.
And if anything, as this game goes on, Carolina is only going to get stronger. So you have to keep her at bay.
When she gets by this first round, odds on she's going to take the title. That sort of inside out drop shot from Marin. One thing we also have to say about Caroline is she's a regular supporter of the European circuit. Yeah. Still plays 3, 4, 5 challenges every year on the European circuit.
Wonder if that's something that might change a little with the elevation of her ranking.
Well, you know what? I'm not so sure, because when you go to Super Series, no matter what level you're at, it's very easy losing the first round. And all of a sudden, you've played one match, and you're on the next plane to the next Super Series. These type of tournaments give her continuity of games.
What's the next stage for Carolina? Our next stage surely is to be pushing up to be one of these players that's or a finalist, semi-finalist in Super Series.
Yes,
beyond
of course. I would probably think an immediate goal of hers would certainly be a European medal.
Yeah.
Knowing her, it'll be a European gold she's after, and certainly with only Schenk above her in the rankings.
European Championships coming up will be an interesting event. There's going to be medal opportunities. A lot of people feeling that they have opportunities. Kirsty Gilmore.
Yeah, there's a changing of the guard, certainly in women's singles for sure. We don't even know if Juliana Schenk will turn up at the European Championships. So who knows what Schenk might do. It would be no big surprise in the European Championships if you saw, Marin against Gilmore again in a women's singles final. Oh, that was horribly lazy.
That is Flash Harry.
Yeah, Flash Harry is.
Flash Harriet.
Dan Travers would say. Double scores. 10-5. One set to the good for Marin. Good reach from Fontaine. Something just tells me that Carolina is just taking the foot off the gas a little. Just doing what she has to do.
Do you know what she's actually getting annoyed at herself?
Oh yeah.
Then rectifying it straight away.
That's a good shot, Chapman. 4 points in a row. The English girl. Robert Blair standing in the stand behind in a little warm-up. Robert had a go at me last week because I got his age wrong. I said he was 33 and I'm only 32 and a half.
Same year as me. My same team as me, junior national team in Scotland.
So every time I've decided, any time I commentate and Robert's on court from now on, I'm going to make sure first thing I do is call out his age.
If anything, he looks younger with that haircut.
Yeah. When it comes to being laid back, there's no one quite like Blair. So, back to the match, and it's the interval lead for the Spanish number one, 11-9. And it's a decent start for Carolina, but then I think just got somewhat distracted. And a run of 5 points in a row for Fontaine will give her some little crumb.
I think Carolina comes out now like a change player.
Yeah,
she's
I was
very
about
good
to
at
say
that.
the same thing. I can see her coming out and this one ending up 21-11.
Psychology work that they do a lot of psychology work in Spain. And she's strong. She'll come out now and I think go to town.
Yeah. Fernando's not here obviously this week, but I do know that he's big into the psychological end of things.
I know they invest a lot of time in it.
Always looking for new ideas and new ways.
But it's not petulant. I don't think Carolina's petulant, and she was when she was younger. But it's dissatisfaction in a good way, and she's.
It's funny when you say when she was younger. She's still on.
She was in, as I was saying, she was in my club when she was 13, 14, and she was crazy. She was fighting, she was swearing, and I was like, this girl's nuts.
Stealing your limelight, Alistair.
Oh, she was nuts.
That's out. Fontaine not giving up here. Defensive position of Chapman just a little bit static. Way too short the lift. Carolina almost standing on the front service line for the smash. 16-12. We're not at the half-hour mark in this game yet. Uncharacteristic.
She's just being a little bit wayward today. I think she's a little bit distracted. Probably thinking about the final already.
TV streaming court. Already the foot's well over an hour behind schedule.
Long matches this morning.
Change in tactics for the return of serve from Fontaine. Yeah, paid dividend, a nice short return. The Spaniard, when got into that 9-1 lead, was very, very difficult. Is going to be very difficult for the English woman to come back. Fighting hard. Nice net. Good play.
Nice slow drop there. Nice change of speed. Change of speed and angles. And left-handed. Terrible combination. To play against.
Yeah. But the truth, the half lift, because it wasn't even a full lift, was way too short from Fontaine. Rush of blood to the head.
1 point from victory.
Yeah, that's it. unfortunate way to lose for Fontaine, but it's Carolina Marin who advances in 2 games on half an hour. The top seed goes through to the second round. Our next match on court, another women's singles, Anathea Madsen of Denmark, the diminutive Dane, against Natalia Permanova, number 6 seed from Russia. Carolina, good to see you, and welcome back to Ireland. An important place for you, of course, is where you won, I think, your very first senior title many years ago. Yeah. Are you happy to be back?
Of course, I always be happy to stay here because it's like a good memory for me, because it's like when I was 15 years old, I get my first title here, so of course, it's happy to stay here.
The match itself against Fontaine. Fontaine has been improving. She beat Petja in Scotland, and were you a little bit distracted? Not probably your best game.
Yeah, it was not my best game, but I think it's my first match. I need to get a good feeling on court, and I think I'm looking forward for the next match.
We all know you had a little bit of an injury. How is that now? Is it all better, and is it also better in your mind that it's forgotten about and moving on?
Yeah, it's, my injury in my knee is getting better, but still not perfect. But of course, I need to forget my injury when I'm playing on the court.
And of course, a strong field here. We've got Kirsty here again. You always seem to meet Kirsty in the finals, and Beatrice is here. It's going to be a tough fight to win this tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tough because my next match is a tough match against Beigwen Stan. So of course I need to be careful against her because I lose 1 time, and of course I'm looking forward.
Carolina, always a pleasure to see you, and best of luck in the next round.
Thank you so much. Thank you.